Good morning. This is Vaden Collins with another healthy tip, spiritual tip for Christians on the go. So I want to talk this morning about what's going on in this country. All of a sudden, there's lots of turmoil. The cities are exploding with hatred and rioting, about injustice. What's going on in this country? It's about love. What we've seen that happened to this black man was about hate. So why are we experiencing such hate in this country? Well, the Bible says, love covers multitude of sins. Love covers a multitude of sins. So, what does hate cover? There's no covering for hate. You know, if you have love, the Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. Okay? The Bible says, love, if your deeds, you have deeds and you do things, but if it's not with love, it's as nothing. So a lot of Christians, evangelicals, as some would like to call themselves, support Donald Trump, support this president. He spews hate. There's no covering for hate. The Bible says there's covering for love. Even when you make mistakes, there's covering for love. For the seeds of love covers. There's covering for the seeds of love. There's no covering for the seeds of hate. And that's what this country is reaping. The Christians helped put in the highest office of this country, in the highest office of the world, a man who spews hate. We can all agree Donald Trump is not about love. This president is not about love. We can agree that the last president was about love. He made mistakes, but he wanted to include everyone, all inclusive. There's a covering for that. You know, and the Christians say, well, he's this, he's that, he's this. There's a covering for love. Now we have a president, there's no covering for hate, which he spews. And these are the rewards of hate that this country is reaping, because you are as good as your leader. If you support a leader who spews hate, you get raw bitterness, you get anger, you get turmoil, you get division. If you support a leader that loves, you get healing, empathy, hope, progress, success. And this is where all that economic progress started with Obama. I'm just looking at the facts, people. I'm just looking at the facts. So, in a nutshell, Donald Trump might have moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, which all the Christians said, wow, he's our man, despite his faults. But wait, his faults are hate. There's no covering for hate, the seeds of hate. The Bible says if you don't have love, all this other stuff that you do, it makes no difference. It's nothing. It doesn't hold weight if you don't have love. So Christians, you elected a president who says there are good people on both sides. The Nazi side and the side that's fighting against the Nazis. The Nazi people are marching, spewing, Jews will not replace us, spewing hate. So this president can move the embassy to Jerusalem, but that's an act, a political act to get votes. There's no love behind that. When you say there's good people on both sides, the people who hate Jews, which are the Nazis, and the people who are fighting against these haters. So he can move whatever he wants to Jerusalem, but those folks who hate Jews, he's supporting. A house divided against itself cannot stand. So Christians, don't be fooled. He can do that. Ask yourself the question, does he have love? Or is it just a political move? The record would show there's no love behind that. So while you can say this or that about the last president, there's one thing that's clear. He had love. He tried to include everybody. He tried to have an ear for everybody. This president, all exclusive. Look at his supporters in the White House. Look at those who really support this guy. The Nazis. Racist. Look who's in the White House with him. Bannon, Miller. They're known racist. So let's talk about love. There's a covering for love. And you will reap the rewards of that covering, which is prosperity, hope, and inclusiveness. There's no covering for hate. The rewards of hate is raw bitterness, turmoil, anger, destruction. So look at what's going on in our country today. Hate crimes up. Marching in the streets against what? Hate. Hate shown on television against brutality on television against minorities. So Christians, I have one thing to ask you. Is the president, is the man that you have elected, have the covering of love? And if he doesn't, you have no business electing a man who doesn't love his neighbor as himself. Think about it. Until next time, this is Vaden Collins. Peace, love, and hope. Be blessed.